Recording. All right. Let's see here. Do we have our chair today?
Yep, I'm here. Good morning.
Good morning, Jen. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Doing well, thank you. All right, everybody. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. I'll go ahead and zoom in a little bit, so hopefully everybody can see that. All right. Well, with that, Jen, if you want to go ahead and kick us off and get the day going.
All right. Happy Friday. Let's see. It looks like we have 1, 2, 3, 4 members. Am I counting that right? Myself, Michelle, Cassie, and our newest member, Katie Donahue.
Yes. Looks like we did have Hal for a moment.
Yeah, I should be here. Do I show it?
Oh, there you are.
I was going to say I saw Hal.
All right. So do we have a quorum with 5 then?
I do not believe so.
Okay. Yay.
We have definitely been kind of running into that. So let's see here. Do we have Cassie present today?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm just off camera today. Hi, everybody.
Right. James. Looks like James is not here today. We have Michelle, Hal. We have Kat. Looks like we do not have Kat today. Sarah.
Katie's replaced Sarah's seat.
Oh, yes. Let's see here. Do we have Rana?
Yeah, I know. So I had to put mine on a napkin. And just carry it out.
All right. Let's see here. We have Jen. I think Dr. Rice just joined us. Welcome, Dr. Rice. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so we just got to a quorum, so that is great. We are definitely needing to get there today, so wonderful. All right. With that, it looks like we need to go ahead and approve both the May and June meeting minutes. We have the May meeting minutes here that I will drop in the chat to you all.
Before we go through that, can we just introduce everybody? Katie Donahue is our newest member from the, remind me the seat, the name, the official name of the seat. Yes, Colorado Bar Association. Katie, I'm so excited to have you.
Yeah, I'm so excited to be here. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. Do we want to go through and have everybody on the board introduce themselves to Katie?
It's a great idea.
Michelle?
Good morning. My name is Michelle Muthan. I represent the Crisis World Independent out in the state of Colorado. I am formerly the executive director of Crisis Center up in Western Slope, Aspen Hope Center, and I do consulting and training for crisis clinicians. Welcome, Katie.
Hey, I'm Karen Rice. I'm the Chief Medical Officer at Mental Health Partners. We are the Community Mental Health Center, or comprehensive provider in Boulder and Broomfield counties. Hi, I'm Cassie D'Amato, and this is my second term on this board, but I also serve as Summit Stone Health Partners Director of Acute Services. So we're the Community Mental Health Center up in northern Colorado in Larimer County.
I'll go next. My name's Hal Mandler. I'm a police commander with Littleton Police. A long time ago, I was the president of CITAC, which is CIT Agencies of Colorado. And I try to provide a law enforcement opinion to some of these topics.
And Katie, you want to give a little spiel about yourself?
Yeah, I was just thinking I need to do that now. I'm Katie Donahue. I was the mental health attorney in Denver for a while, about 5 years. I helped with the competency courts and just handled involuntary hospitalizations for the city and county of Denver. I'm also a former social worker in the correctional field. I worked at RISE, the competency restoration program, and also Fillmore House, Independence House, which is no longer a dual diagnosis ComCore. So yeah, I have a lot of experience in this and I'm really excited to help out.
Fantastic. All right. So now back to the agenda. Do you want to review, is it May and June?
Yes. So those meeting minutes have been dropped in the chat for you all. And if you all want to make some motions to get those approved, if you have any edits, please just let us know.
I'll start with May. We went through them last meeting as well, just didn't have a quorum, but I'll make a motion to approve the May minutes. This is Michelle.
Thank you, Michelle.
This is Cassie. I'll second that motion.
Thank you, Cassie. Right. And what about June?
This is Cassie. I'll make a motion to accept the minutes for June.
Thank you, Cassie. And do we have a second?
This is Hal, and I'll second that.
Thank you, Hal. Great. All right, everybody. So with that, we will go ahead and move on to some recruitment updates. So as you all are aware, we have been in the middle of recruitment and we just got our stamp of approval back from the governor's office. So you have met Katie Donahue, our new Colorado Bar Association member. And we have a couple of more members that will be joining us. They're not able to join us today. However, they will be at the August meeting and then the rest of the meetings moving forward. So Jessica Bell, who has come several times to speak with you all, she is now a formally appointed member, so that will be very excited to have her here. As we had mentioned, Katie Donahue is here. We also have Renee Marquette. We have Casey Wolfington and Scott Simpson. So we have a couple of new people that will be joining us, and I am going to be working with our chair and our vice chair over the next week to get them their formal welcome packages that I've been working on. That's going to include a letter of commitment, so they will know their exact roles and responsibilities of becoming a member of this council. I've also been working on a couple of trainings that they'll complete, as well as what else was there? The trainings, letter of commitment, and then yes, we'll just give them a couple of the agendas and everything to review as well. So that information will they'll have that information that they can review ahead of time and kind of see the current state of the board and the trajectory that we're going to be heading. So all of that will be in that welcome package, and I'm going to be working with again the chair and vice chair to get that out this week. So definitely keep an eye out on your emails for correspondence from new members, as we want them to get really interconnected and meet you all and use you all as resources if they have any current questions, comments, concerns, and things like that. we're really excited for that. And yeah, so that's what we have for recruitment. Do we have any questions about that right now?
Would you be able to put their names and their chair seats in the chat?
Absolutely,
Thank you.
absolutely. I will do that when we move on to some updates. So I'm trying to do a couple of things right now, but I will absolutely get that in there. So give me just 1 minute. All right. So we will be getting that uploaded in a minute, so you'll be able to see their names and their seats. For right now, I can go ahead and move on to bylaws if anybody doesn't have any other questions about recruitment at this time. All right. So on July 2nd, you all should have received an email with the first draft of bylaws, as well as the bylaws feedback form. So I will go ahead and bring up our bylaws right now. So as you can see, this is just a draft of bylaws. This is not set in stone. We're not going to have a formal vote on this yet. But what I was tasked with when I came to the BHA is the standardization of bylaws. And I'm doing that in these quotes because what we've realized with the word standardization is there has been a lot of conflict around that. And we needed to kind of reframe and reposition what we're trying to do with these bylaws. So right now, this first draft of bylaws, this is everything that we have to comply with statutorily. So here you're going to see a lot of the statute language. Same thing with our current membership composition. This is all going to be taken directly from statute. So in addition to that, what we're trying to do with the standardization of these bylaws is just lay out in more detail some of the roles and responsibilities of this council as well as council members. We also wanted to lay out, our recruitment plans moving forward. So we're going to start recruitment, as you can see down here, much earlier in the year. We're going to start our recruitment preparations in February. So this will give us ample time to start reaching out to the specific demographics that we need to get those, the level of diversity that we're looking for. Maybe reach out to historically marginalized communities that we might have overlooked previously. And we really want to get some new faces and new bodies into this council. So that's why we're going to begin our recruitment preparations much earlier. We're going to have the open application period for a longer period of time. So that way we can work with you all to reach out to your respected communities. If you have any recommendations that you would like appointed to the council. So that way they'll have ample time to, fill out their application. They won't be feeling rushed and things like that this time. And then we will review the applicants with you all this time as well. So we're going to be working specifically with the chair and the vice chair to review all of the applications. And then I have created, or we've worked with that. We have a application package that we send to the governor's office. And this time we'll be looking for the chair and vice chair signature saying that we reviewed with you all as well. So we're doing just a couple of different shifts with our recruitment strategy and process. And giving us just a little bit more time to reach out to people and not have everybody feel rushed like we have previously. So that's kind of what this standardization of bylaws consists of right now. We also break down certain things such as, subcommittees, what subcommittees do, what members are required to do within subcommittees and things like that. So now that we have that first basic draft of, what we have to cover statutorily and things like that, we really want to start working with you all to develop this further and make this unique to this council as a whole. So that's why here we would really like to include a mission and vision statement for MHAB. What do you all see this council's purpose? Why do we exist? What are the goals and how are we trying to achieve those goals? And so that's what we really want to start working with you all over these next couple of weeks. And we can do it in a couple of different ways, depending on how you all want to facilitate with the creation of these bylaws. When I sent out that email, I sent out this feedback form as well. So you can go in and based on each section of the bylaws. So here we have the mission statement, vision statement, Article 1. So if you go back here, you'll see Article 1 and then the sub articles down below. So that's how we have it broken up right now for you to be able to go in and review the bylaws and give your feedback. However, if you would like to spend some time within these council meetings, reviewing each section, and we can do this together during council meetings. If you would like to create a bylaw subcommittee to work with, just a specific couple of people to just kind of get this process moving faster, we can absolutely do that. So just wanted to give you all the floor and a little bit of space today to get some of your feedback and first impressions, everything with the bylaws.
This is
Caitlin,
awesome.
and oh, sorry, go ahead, Jen.
Oh, I was just gonna say, I've been on the board for, I don't know, 6 years or something, and we've not had something like this, so this is awesome.
Great. I'm so glad. Yeah, coming into this position, what I was hearing a lot from a lot of different councils is, just the question of why do we exist? What do we do here? And some of like the procedural issues and things like that. And so that's what we were really trying to address with these bylaws is to, make it very clear and concise what this council is, what members are required to do, and what we're looking for in your feedback and things. So that's great to hear, Jen. Thank you.
Yeah, I would agree. It's really nice to be able to have concisely put together what it is the overarching vision and goal of the group is. So thank you.
Absolutely. So with regard to how to continue to move forward with these bylaws, are we thinking that we want to hold space during each of these meetings, to maybe review a section at a time to make sure that everybody is agreeable with the wording, that, it makes sense what your roles and requirements and positions are? If there's anything that we might have overlooked that you feel should be included in bylaws, we can absolutely take that time to add them in. Do we want to do that? Are you all wanting to, just kind of review these on your own and give us feedback via the form? Would you like to create a subcommittee?
I'd like to discuss like at least the big picture ones in the group. I think that would be more productive. Like, what's the mission? Yeah, that one would be, I think, because I agree with Cassie. Like, I think this is something that is, we haven't done that would be really helpful. So just to make sure we're all on the same page with some of those bigger ones. And then I think, we can figure out what to do with the rest of them. But that's kind of my thoughts on at least how we could start. I don't know what other people think.
Yeah, I agree.
I think, yeah.
I think sorry, go ahead, Jen.
Nope, you go ahead.
I think taking time and setting aside specific time in these meetings makes sense to dive into the language. And if we need to edit, or I'll just maybe be on the same page in reviewing the content. Makes good sense.
Sounds good. And Jen, what were your thoughts?
Oh, I was just gonna say, I like the big things, yes. And then maybe if it looks like we're not able to get through it all during the meetings without taking over the whole meeting, maybe we can all, I don't know about others, but editing, I kind of like to focus and have quiet. So maybe if we want to do a little bit of both.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I would love that too, because I do the same.
Yeah, it's really hard to read, especially, some of the legal jargon, just trying to do that in real time and edit in real time. So I completely understand and agree. So for next meeting, what we'll plan to do is create our mission and vision statement as a whole, and then we'll just review Article 1. Article 1 is just primarily all of our statutory language. We can add on to it if we want to get, you know, more, not simplistic, but more specialized and, you know, exactly what we think our purpose is. This is the purpose according to statute, but you know, how do you all interpret it, like interpret that in your own words, in your own thoughts? And we want to make this as digestible as possible for, you know, incoming council members and future council members down the road. So they have their understanding as well. And there's really no room for error or anything like that. So we can review Article 1 in more detail as well during next meeting. And then we'll create the mission and vision statement. And then the following meetings, we can start just, you know, going over articles specifically and going through each section. We can, you know, skip over sections if you feel like it's okay. Probably, you know, the statute requirement for membership. It's statute. We can probably skip over that, but we can also take time to review it if that is what this council wants. One second.
Would it be, does everybody have access to Google Documents? Oh, does anybody not have access to Google Documents? Is it reasonable to ask everybody to kind of read it initially and then maybe all of us could be commenters, and that way we have everybody's comments, and then in our August meeting we could kind of go over the comments and have a discussion, because is it next month we're in person or not yet?
So that's definitely something that we are discussing today. If you want to do it in August or September, and then who will be the official host. We do have that on the agenda for today.
It might be kind of fun to be in person and hash it all out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's a great idea. Especially, you know, mission and vision statements, because they are, you know, very broad and overarching, but the language is very important. You know, so taking that time to work together to make sure that we do have a strong mission and vision statement that everybody, you know, believes in and agrees to.
Yeah, I like that plan.
Is it also, I guess I don't really know the rules around guests, but like, is it possible to have guests join like the second half of the meeting? Because I mean, guests aren't able to really participate in our bylaws creation, right?
So, Andrea, I might deflect to you for that question. For open meetings law, they will be allowed to, you know, be in the meeting at all points in time. However, they wouldn't have the ability, you know, to vote or, you know, really comment too much on the creation of the bylaws, but they can sit and review, is my understanding. Andrea?
I'm sorry, I missed who the they was, but that sounds probably right.
Public, members of the public.
Yes, yes, you're absolutely right.
So yeah, so we'll offer, you know, a hybrid, as we will with every in-person meeting moving forward.
I wonder, I'm sorry to jump back in. I wonder, again, I'm not actually legal counsel for BHA, so I will bump that up to confirm that my thinking is correct on it as well. But I wonder if bylaw adjacent things under OML would be done in executive session for just board members. I don't know. I will figure that out and come back to the council with that.
Okay, thank you.
Right. Any other comments, questions, concerns regarding bylaws? And just wanted to reconfirm that everybody did receive the email on July 2nd with the links to the bylaws and the bylaw feedback form.
I don't think I have, but I wasn't a member on July 2nd.
Yes, yeah.
I don't have it.
You will be getting all of
Katie,
this in your new welcome package, Katie.
I don't have it, but Caitlin, I put a chat for you in the sideline. If you could delete my old contact, please, because everything is still going there.
Yeah.
Delete it, delete it, delete it.
Make a note of that right now.
And no, I didn't get the one. So if you could send this out to that new one, that would be great.
Yeah.
Thanks.
All right. Written down.
Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you.
Of course. Anybody else? All right. Well, we are just clicking through the agenda today. I know it's the last Friday of the month and we're all tired, so I completely understand. All right. So,
Just as a quick update, again, sorry to hop in unannounced. We're still working through which account this is linked to, apparently. So if this meeting ends on you in 6-7 minutes, please log back in using the exact same link. I am so sorry if we're going through this exercise again. We thought we had it fixed, but we'll just plow through. Business as usual. Apologies.
thank you. Yeah, we gotta love technology when it works, right? We were on a 3-hour meeting doing this the other day, and I think we had like 4 or 5 recordings, so not sure what's happening, but thank you for hanging in there with us, and please just log right back on if we just get disconnected. So, all right, so we are cooking over here, so we are way ahead of schedule. So it looks like we're gonna move over to the 2765 service updates and presentations. So for HB 23 1138 updates, we have Heather joining us today. Good morning, Heather.
Hey, Caitlin, how are you?
Doing well. How are you?
I'm good. I don't have a presentation because I just have some high-level updates. So for those of you that we haven't met yet, I'm the Director of Care Coordination for the Behavioral Health Administration. And my team had a heavy lift for 1138. So that created one program that it funnels kind of like 2 different populations through. The first one being we track any of the terminated or transferred certifications that are notified to the BHA. And through that, we will then, through my clinicians, do an assessment when there's a request for additional care coordination requested for that, and then work with Rocky Mountain Human Services to make sure that that's appropriate. So overall, we've reviewed 264 of those terminated certs that have come through since the beginning of July. And then of that, we've got a little bit less than 10 that we've sent to Rocky Mountain Human Services for continued assistance in care coordination tactics. And then the other program that we have is for individuals that have been found incompetent to proceed and have been placed on a short-term certification. So this one has been a bit more challenging to implement. We've run into some challenges related to HIPAA and PHI, since the jail staff and courts are not a covered entity. So we're working really hard to ensure that we're following HIPAA when it comes to PHI information for individuals that may be submitted to this program. And then some of the other areas that we're working on relates to trying to find placements, because since this is a brand new program, we've been educating the judicial system a lot, and also working with the 2765 facilities in particular. So we're doing some education to help the facilities understand how we connect in with this program, and that this may mean that they have someone coming to them that's not necessarily going to the emergency department first. And I think those are the main things. We're currently working on transitioning our first person into care through this program. We've hit several roadblocks and are continuing to just problem solve as they come up. So that's really the updates that I have. If anybody has any questions, I am more than happy to try and answer those. So the themes in the chat, it says, Heather, are there any themes to the roadblock? I think there's two. I think a lot of it comes down to education. And since it's a brand new program that intersects, as many of you have come across, between the BHA and like a non-covered entity when it comes to sharing personal health information, meaning with like a DA who's filing some of the paperwork to send to us the actual packet that says, hey, I think this program would be good for this person. We're seeing some challenges related to that. And then the other theme is just trying to get someone into a facility and trying to meet those admission criteria pieces while you have someone that's in a jail. So it's a lot of right now, I feel like most of it relates to education and problem solving between all of the entities that are involved to really try and find a solution that works for everybody. Okay, any other questions? All right, I'm gonna take that as a no. Thank you for your time, and I'm gonna give it back